Hi, Wendy. Nice to see you.
Hi, it's wonderful to join you. Thank you for having me as your guest.
You're most welcome. So, tell us about the topic which we are going to discuss today.
Yes, so what we're going to talk about is energy healing and how can you release that anxiety, that depression, that stuck energy, that pain that you might realize or you might not realize how much it's holding you back from really being able to enjoy your life and feel that you're successful and feel just happy and great in your body and that you're living your purpose.
Wow, such amazing topic. Yes, so let's speak about that.
Yes. So what happened for me that was really surprising was I got my professional training early, and I've had my MBA degree since I was 22. And then what came up was in 2011, I was introduced to this amazing book called Journey of Souls by Dr. Michael Newton. And the minute I read it, it just made so much sense to me. Have you ever read something or had an experience and all of a sudden it's like click?
Mhm.
It's that puzzle piece falling into place. And what it was looking at was the impact of some people consider it, it's written from the lens of past life energy. Some people more see it as, experiences that they've already had, and it's more buried in the subconscious or the unconscious, whether you believe in past life energy or not. So I was so thrilled to find that book, and I then was very drawn to go for my own hypnotherapy session with a past life regressionist. And that was absolutely life changing. I could not believe that in 2 hours, we were able to clean up these things from earlier in this lifetime that I didn't realize how much they were holding me back. I didn't realize how much they were making me just play it small, be anxious, too conservative, not willing to take risks, a lot of perfectionism. And these are things, they just don't help our mindset. And we're not able to get the results that we want like that. So in that session, we cleaned up multiple scenes from earlier in this lifetime. And we also had a powerful journey where I was able to recall and heal and release two past lives. So that made an incredible difference in my life. So, do you have questions about that? Is that making sense?
Yes, yes, of course. What
Okay.
what you
Fantastic.
told me, it just reminded me what I learned from my mentor, Bob Proctor, who was telling that our spiritual DNA is perfect, and we have it buried under so many viruses which
Mhm.
we inherited, yes, and also which we picked up when we were small from parents, from teachers, from other people in our environment who didn't know even a bit about our potential, who didn't know a lot about ourselves, but who were telling us who we are, what we can do, what we couldn't do. And this became all these doubts, fears, uncertainties. Yes, it became like those layers of viruses all.
Right.
And
That's
yes,
go ahead.
yeah, so and this is became so like thick layers that this perfection which we have, it cannot just come out because we have so many layers of this. And when you said that when you clear up all those imperfections and all those viruses, this is how you understood it. You just so powerful being and you can do so much
Yes.
things. And this is how this energy can flew flew successfully, yes, and limitless through you.
Exactly how we're meant to shine.
Mm.
So yes, it is just clearing away because what you're saying is so important because that socialization that we get, that conditioning that we get, and our parents do their very, very best jobs. I mean, we know if any of us are parents or have been around children, it is one of the most rewarding yet challenging jobs that you can ever have. Children don't come with an instruction manual,
Mhm.
as you know, we do our best for what each child needs, but we absolutely are going to fall short in some areas, just like our parents did. And that's not blaming anyone, it's just part of the process. And then it's our job as teenagers and then adults to heal from that, release it, you know, clear away that everything that's keeping us from just shining and being who we're meant to be.
Yes, exactly. That is why personal development is so important. That is why it is called personal development. Yes, or personal growth, because this is where everyone takes responsibility and understand that who they are, they have been before by this moment is the product of different factors like parents, teachers, genes also, but our
Yes.
past doesn't determine our future. So if we really find that we are not happy with the results which we have, and we really want to have more and be more and become more, yeah, this is how we take responsibility and we say that whatever was till today, this was unconsciously, yes, when we just became the product of all these outside factors and also genetically in us. But from now on, I decide to be that person who I want to build myself. And this is how we start creating that image of person who we really meant to be, who we want to be. And then we see what what standards we should have, what habits we should have, what features we should have. Yes, and that we literally build the new personality, a new identity, which will be aligned with the goals and that lifestyle, those standards which we have. And this is how we created personal growth initially from understanding that there is a gap between who we are today and who we have to become if we really want to achieve our big audacious goals.
Exactly, because we are able to move out of those, let's call it an insanity loop, where you keep doing the same thing and not getting the results you want. And that's an insanity loop to expect it to have a different result. So as you said, we've got to just let go of those things. And yes, there's a genetic component to it. You know, some people are simply more extroverted or more shy or more a deep thinker, but we've all got the different strengths and we can all grow in those different areas, because often there's fears and phobias that just don't make sense. And when we're able to tackle those one by one, that just sets us free. I had this, it's going to sound like a funny one, but it's a great example. I had this odd fear of going paddleboarding, but yet I was really drawn to it. I love the water. I grew up around all kinds of boats, and I really wanted to try paddleboarding, but yet at the same time, there was this fear around it. So I purposefully rented a wonderful lake cabin for the summer. And what the clincher was for me was it came with kayaks and paddle boards. So I thought, there's my moment, because it's just going to be available to me at any time. And it's not like, you know, you're trying it in the ocean with a lot of waves, or you're not trying it with like, you know, 50 people staring at you, you know, for your first attempt. But when I tried it and just enjoyed it and realized, hey, you don't have to stand up right away either. You know, you can kneel on it, you can sit on it, you can just have fun with it and figure out what you want to do each day. I think that's like the way of setting those new micro habits where you just purposefully do something and set yourself free by doing so. So that was just like a great one to get rid of that fear that was not serving me.
Yeah, this is what you said. Just came this phrase to my mind that face the fear and it will disappear. Yeah,
Mhm,
so it is really about facing fear, facing doubt, facing that resilience,
mhm.
and not resilience, resistance. Yes, feel the
Hmm.
resistance and do it anyway. Like feel resistance and do it. Feel the fear and do it, because these are just like signs, signals of those limitations which you built around yourself. Yes, and this is like you push the wall and wall will push you, but you can push it more and break it. And this is
Yes.
how you break through these limitations, because these limitations are not real. They are just in our mind. And what is limit for one person, for another person is not a limit, right? Because he
Right.
already he has much bigger limits, yes, and it is in everything. So we should understand that all this resistance point of resistance, it
Mhm.
it is just the signs for us where we should push through. And if we create that habit to push through, like fear and do it, fear and do it, feel resistance and do it, and this is how we will grow. This is how we will build the confidence, and then how we will achieve big goals.
Exactly, because as we said, we're just setting ourselves free as you do that, because people have fear of heights, have fear of intimate relationships, fear of success. Fear of public speaking is a huge one that a lot of
Mhm.
people, need some help with. And if you really peel the onion on what the fear of public speaking is, it's not actually the public speaking. It's being too overly tuned into feeling that we're going to make a mistake, or not be fluent, or not have the message well received. So we're too much in our heads about how's it going to be received by the audience. And if we can just be in the moment and just do our best to express from our hearts, and just get that heart linked up with that gut wisdom, and with our good brains, it's just like another way of looking at that mind body spirit connection. And then, does it mean everyone's going to love the message? Absolutely not. That's not the point. That's not the purpose. The purpose is we've done our best job at clearly expressing what we wanted to communicate, and then you let it go. And you're not going to die from shame or embarrassment because there was a tough question, or because there weren't a lot of views, or it's just really interesting how we can make that up into a big thing where we feel like we're shunned, or not liked, or not well received. So just like you said, that self-confidence.
You can never fail by being yourself.
That's a perfect way to put it. Exactly. Exactly.
Yes, you can never fail by being yourself. So
Mhm.
if you just yourself and you just think about bringing the best what you can do for people, and not focus on yourself, like how you look, or how you talk or how you walk, but just if you focus on really message which you want to help, and think that this message can help people who are there because they're there for reason, and you are there also for reason. Yes, because some everything happens for the reason. And if you just come from the place to serve people, to give people your best, this is how you will be detached from thinking about yourself, but you will more focused on really giving the value. And when you are yourself, like just don't don't think about being perfect. It's just be yourself and you will never fail. And
Right.
mhm, yes,
It's just
and
that authenticity.
yes, I think that most of that fear and all this nervousness comes when people want to show themselves who they know not. Yes, who want to show something that that they are not. And
Right.
this comes that because subconsciously there is a gap, yeah,
Hmm.
between who they are, how they feel in themselves, and
Hmm.
what impression they want to make. And if there is a gap, this is how they will feel nervous, because they have to pretend to be somebody who they are not. But I think if the person is just loves himself, Yes, this is an integral part of confidence. When you love yourself and when you appreciate, when you're grateful for this knowledge which you have, and you just feel and think that this knowledge is just part of everyone. Like it is knowledge which we have, it is not ours. We somehow connected to that library, yes, in that universal library of collective knowledge, and connected to that universal mind, and we uploaded that information because nothing is created and not destroyed. We don't create anything new. We just get to the frequency of awareness. Like why some people are more successful than other people, because it is not that they are better, but because they are more aware of that field, right? So when we study something, that we just become more aware, and we upload that information from universal mind. And when we speak, public speak, we just think that this is just not our knowledge, this is some, it is just mankind knowledge, this is people knowledge, and this is something what we share. So we don't think about ourselves that, oh, I'm here just to share with you, and this is, I have to be the best. But if you look like very, like we're servants, and we just are people who got this, found this light, and through us we want to share this light with other people who are looking for it. And this is how I think we will be more excited about opportunity to speak in front of people, because we understand that these people are here for the reason, and we will be more excited and grateful instead of being fearful and stressed.
Absolutely. And as we share it with people and just have that conversation back and forth together, I think it just up levels both parties in the conversation, because we get new realizations as we're having that conversation together. It's like that expression about a good teacher is learning so much from their students, because just based on the questions, and it just brings it to a deeper level.
Yes, 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 so true. And you started today telling about energy healing. So, would you like to tell a little bit more about that? What,
Certainly.
yeah, what is energy healing for you, and how
Certainly.
you experience this in your life, and what you think
Yes.
how it can help?
Yes. What I've experienced as energy healing is I have learned that we can be carrying around a lot of pain, both physical and emotional, that we're having trouble recognizing or letting go of, healing and releasing it. We can be crippled by anxiety and or by depression. Those are so prevalent in our society at this time. And I believe both anxiety and depression are a sign of not really being in the moment, not being fully present. Because that depression is often, yes, I realize there can be absolutely a physical component, but from an energy, from an emotional standpoint, depression is often just looking so much at the past. And it's like the coulda, woulda, shouldas, and still hung up on things that happened or did not happen in the past, and feeling sad about those, feeling regret, feeling things didn't meet our expectations, and feeling depressed about them even. And then that anxiety is the opposite. It's like two sides of the coin. So depression very much in the past, and missing the present moment. And then the anxiety can be where we're so overly focused on the future and worried about the future, trying to plan, overplan, replan. So again, you're missing the opportunities that are right in front of you, because you're so busy thinking about the future and trying to plan for the future and trying to control the future. So when we're able to heal and release pain, anxiety, depression, and really get in the present moment, get nice and grounded, get in our bodies, feeling happy with our bodies and feeling like we're meant to be here on this planet at this pivotal time, and that we do have the resources that we need to enjoy it, and that we have everything we need and more, and can create that powerfully ourselves, just really taking responsibility, as you were talking about in the beginning. So not blaming, not being a victim, but really taking responsibility, and then also connecting with the divine in whatever way we choose to, whatever's comfortable for us, whatever the belief system is, whether it's in the universe, whether it's in God, heaven, the light, home, summerlands, nirvana, whatever the belief system is of that beautiful source love, let's call it. So when we're able to heal and release that pain, that anxiety, that depression, that's what I think is a very, very powerful part of energy healing. And part of how I've experienced that myself, as well as help clients with that, is by balancing and opening and expanding what's called the chakra system. And if you think of the chakras as our life force, energy center, and that there's 7 major chakras in the body, each of them responsible for something different, like the root chakra at the base of the tailbone spine. Think of it like a disc in that area, and it being responsible for health, wealth and career, harmonious relationships, life purpose. That's just one chakra. So when we can get those tuned up, so that we are like moving from being this like broken down little car from the 1940s or 1950s, and we're instead getting it all tuned up so it's just at peak performance. That makes such a difference. We feel lighter, and we're just able to let go of what's not serving us anymore, not be overly worried about the future, but again, just being enjoying the present moment. And that is what I would describe as being energy healing for us. And there's a lot of different examples of that too, like getting our 4 elements in our body, our fire, our water, our earth, our air, more balanced up. It's just finding that daily spiritual practice. Certainly, it might be meditation, but it might also be taking a walk every day. It might be some yoga or some movement or some dance or some stretching or some drumming or singing or what journaling, whatever it might be, just something to get, because a lot of us have like an overly busy left brain, like the left brain's just trying to solve everything all the time, and we're not really using our right brain, our center brain, our heart, our gut wisdom. We're not using all our resources. We're just trying to, you know, um, kind of worry our way through it, like left brain our way through everything, and it doesn't serve us well. But that's a lot of what goes on in society. The technical jobs, the sitting at the computer screen all day, on the phone all the time, those sorts of things. So just being able to find that daily spiritual practice, which I said can be very simple, but just something that you enjoy and get your mind to calm down so you can hear your beautiful intuition, so you can hear your soul, so you can hear your heart, because we've all got intuition, and that is crucial in both daily life, and in business, in our professions, and in our careers, as well as in our relationships. And just knowing, what the right thing is to say, or to just be quiet. We don't always need to comment. We don't always need to share our opinion. It may not be what the other person needs in that moment.
Yes, you touch so many good subjects, really. Yes, so first, you mentioned about depression. Let's just speak a little bit about all what you mentioned, because each of them, I think about 5, 6 topics which you just discussed. Yes, each of them is so important. Yes, so when you said initially about depression, yes, so why this happens, depression about past, anxiety about future, right? Because people mostly live in the past or in the future, and they forget to live in this moment, in this present moment. And if we look at reality, that we cannot change past, and we cannot know even how much the future we have. Everyone thinks that they will live here for thousands of years. Yes, the way how people live. Yeah, like they postpone living. They think, okay, I will do this later. I will do this later. And this later never comes because they feel like they're here for thousands of years, agreement, yeah, with God. But and that's why they just think about that, oh, when I will do that, then I will be happy. Then when this happens, then I will just relax. Yes, and this is actually the way how not to live. This is totally opposite the way how to live the happy, peaceful, wealthy, healthy life, because this is the secret of creating success, is to live in this very moment and be really grateful and happy with yourself. And this is how we become successful, when we learn how to be whole and complete, even without anything, like even having nothing, and feel whole and complete with ourselves and feel grateful. So this is how we learn to not be detached to outcomes. Yeah, because this stresses, this anxiety happens when people are so much attached to outcomes, and instead of taking actions, like first, of course, deciding what you really want in life, and then put that seed by daily actions, expecting that this seed will grow, and it takes time. And when you take the actions also, you will have the certain reactions, yes, and action reaction produces your results. But most of people do, they put the seed, and then they dig the seed out every day to check if it is growing. Yeah.
Mm,
It
mm-hmm.
just letting it grow by universal laws. As you said, let it go. And one of the chapter of my mentor's book, who was Bob Proctor, and he has this amazing, so great book, which is one of my favorite, You Were Born Rich. So the fourth chapter is called Let It Go and Let It God. So this is by letting go, it means you know what you want, but you don't attach to it. You totally detach it, and you just know that it is already there for you, and only thing which you have focus on every day is on taking steps towards your goal, and taking these steps from the place of being whole and complete, and from the place of joy. And you can have that joy when you live in this moment, and when you appreciate, when you're grateful for everything you have. So this is very different way from most people um, conception or perception, that they have to push hard. Like if they want to achieve something, they have
Yes,
to work hard, they have to struggle, they have to push hard. And this is actually the
micromanage.
yeah, this is the opposite, like totally opposite way, because what you push, it will go away from you. You have, instead of pushing something and be stressed and anxious or depressed, you have to become that person yourself, to become the magnet, like from energetical, yeah,
To
energetically,
align. Mm-hmm.
yes, aligned with your conscious, with your subconscious, aligned with at frequency level with your goal. And this is how what you will look for, it will look for you, and there is how you will meet with what you desire.
Mm-hmm. I think of that as vibrational alignment. Yeah, what you're saying makes just so much sense. And also what you brought up about feeling the emotions, the positive emotions, the joy, having a gratitude practice. whatever it might be, because then we just like it naturally raises our vibration and frequency. And then again, not digging up that seed to check on it, just letting it be. I think of that as like a spiritual surrender,
Mhm.
because some seeds are going to grow, and some seeds are going to grow where we don't expect them to, and some things might grow that we didn't even know, we had planted, and this beautiful, flower comes up, and it's like, oh gosh, and we realize, it came in a bird dropped it, or it's blooming from another year. So just letting those things be. I think there was so much wisdom in what you just shared.
Yes, so what we do, we just put water. Yeah, we put water on the seed and let it in go by the nature of the universe. And this water, it is our actions. Yes, like our actions, we want what we want. We made the decision. We get ourselves in that excitement place when we already see it as already fulfilled. Because the only way how to get something which we don't have is to be there in our mind. Yes, to create that energetic field which we feel as it is already fulfilled when it is already reality. And from that place, we think, we take our decisions, and we take actions. Not from the place of fear and doubt, because if you want to be here but you make decision from fear and doubt, you will never be there. You will only attract more
More lack.
situations which
Mhm.
will be aligned with lack, fear, and doubt. So be very conscious and inspect what you expect. Yes, I like this. Be conscious about your feelings and where your thoughts come from. Are your thoughts come from abundance, from success, from the place where your future self already waiting for you? Or your thoughts and actions and decisions come from the field of your current situation, from limitations, from lack, and not having or be afraid of something. So this is this is the key, because your feelings will determine your results. Your feelings, how you feel now, will dictate your future.
Yes, that's very wise. And that concept of we make decisions one of two ways. We make them either from our heart and from that place of happiness and joy and abundance, or we make decisions from fear. And depending which way we're making it, are we making the decision from love, and love for ourself and love for others, or is it from fear? Because those are opposite, and that emotion is going to then determine that outcome.
Yes, yes, definitely. And another thing which you mentioned, that people mostly live from head, yeah, from logic.
Mhm.
And this is where all those limitations, all those viruses which we just discussed in the beginning of our conversation come from. Yeah, and instead of living from head, we should learn how to live from our heart, because the heart, it is our feelings, and feelings are those those I would say building elements for our future. Yes, our
It,
feelings shape.
it's open, it's expansive versus the contraction.
Yes, our feelings build our future. That's why
Mhm.
we should live from our heart. And another thing also which I like you mentioned was intuition, about intuition.
Mhm.
This is very important to learn to listen intuition, to learn to listen yourself, because most of the people are conditioned to look for answers outside, and they think that, oh, they need somebody or something to know more, and they mostly looking for their answers from outside of them. But we have this really marvelous gift, which is our intuition, which always can tell us, which always can guide us. and it is always tells us the truth. And sometimes people, when they're in head, their head tell them something, but intuition tells them something else, and they think, no, that is not logical, and they go for like what they think logical, and they make mistake, and then they say, wow, I had that feeling that better I wouldn't do that, but I didn't listen to that feeling, and that was right, better I would listen. But in most cases they don't listen again. Yes, like because they're so conditioned to live from head, that it happens many times, but they don't learn lessons. So this is really important to create that habit. Yes, to create that habit to listen your intuition. And before you make decision, before you do something, just take the moment and just ask yourself and be quiet and listen. What would be that little voice telling you? And in many
Exactly.
cases, yeah, in many cases, it will be the best way, best thing to
That's
do.
just that's such a brilliant point. And it really is, it can be like building a muscle because if we've overridden it, based on what parents have projected or society's projected onto us, when we're making a decision that might seem unusual or surprising, it helps if you have developed that muscle of you have to know what's right for you. And I mean, that's back again to your point of us really taking responsibility for our own lives because only we can choose what's right for us and live our life. So I recently chose to go tiny and sold the traditional home and moved into a park model tiny home, and that was not very well received by family and by a lot of friends. Were just all it brought up a lot of things for people and like, why would you want to do that? How are you possibly going to be comfortable? That's so different. That's so weird. Why would you want to do that? There's a lot of questioning, but as I kept researching it and looking at it and renting places and staying in places and really understanding why it was right for me, I'm so happy I did it. I mean, it was a big journey to get the pieces to come together, but I definitely had to listen to my intuition along the way. And part of how I created it was once I knew which exact home I wanted to purchase, I just kept watching the YouTube videos of it. And I would picture myself moving in, and this is going to go here, and this is going to go here, and I'm going to let all these other things go, and this is going to work just right. And when I moved in, that's pretty much how it came together. Things just kind of fit perfectly that I had brought with me.
Yes, amazing, amazing. Another very wise, wise idea here, which you just mentioned, that you should listen really to yourself what you want, because what is right for you might not be right for other people. So you cannot just ask people what is right for me. Shall I do that or shall I not do that? Because it is like glasses. Yes, when we want glasses, the doctor gives us prescription which is only good for us, and when we
Right.
wear glasses we can see so good, but if we give these glasses to somebody else and the person says, oh, it is blurrish, I don't see anything.
A unique prescription.
Yes, it is not that the glasses are not wrong, it is just not for that person. So that is why it is so important, as you said, you knew what you want. So important to know what you really want. And again, listen to yourself, listen to intuition, listen to uh, what your inner voice tell about this, and know why you want that, right? Because you should know why, and that why should be strong enough to do that. And then just look for a way, and it doesn't matter what other people think, because they just look at things from the prism of their consciousness and their awareness and their different programs which are not common to yours. And this is always important, to do what feels good for you. Yeah, because this way you live your life. Yes. Many people just ask, okay, what shall I do, what shall I do, and they never make decision by themselves because they are just maybe parents made decision for them when they were small, and they learned this way to ask every time, what shall I do or what should I buy. Yes, and these people don't live their lives, they just live lives of other people, and they don't even know what they really want. And life is so short, and when they look back and they don't see what they did, what how they learned, how they enjoyed, because they always were looking for somebody else approval.
Exactly. And you can never fill your own cup of you can't get your self-respect, your self-love, your self-compassion, all those self-confidence, all those things that are in the solar plexus chakra. You cannot get those by getting approval from others or respect from others, because the word self is right at the beginning of it. And
Mhm.
we've got to learn how to give that to ourselves. Lucille Ball, the actress, um, she had a wonderful quote along the lines of love yourself first, and then everything else will fall into place. And I just think that makes so much sense. And as you said, it's like letting go of those layers or those filters that have kind of gummed up the works, so that we can just, get our windshield all nice and clean. It's got all these layers of dirt and sticky stuff on it that just need to be cleaned off, and then we can, just really see clearly what we're meant to be making as choices. And you cannot get it wrong. We have every opportunity to make mid-course corrections. Does everything go exactly as we planned? Heck no, it's not meant to. Because we just develop that resilience, and we learn from it. We learn from the challenges and the things that didn't have the best quote, best outcome. But I think often with some time and with some sense of humor and some humility, we're like, okay, I learned a lot from that. I really grew from that. I'm now glad that happened. But you may not feel it in the moment when there's something very challenging, when there's a layoff from a job you really enjoy, or you have a company that you're a business or service that you're starting, and it's not hitting the numbers that you planned for it and want and need for it. Or if there's the challenging relationship, or relationships going on. So it's just we've got every opportunity to get up the next morning and just, okay, I'm starting over today. I used to work for hospital laboratories for a large part of my career, and we had these stickers that were used on the lab specimen that said "New Day." So I took one of those stickers, one of those clean stickers, and I stuck it on the side of my computer, on the screen, little edge of the screen. And it was just a reminder, come in every day and not have like the weight of the world from like the previous day on you. It's like, just start it fresh, and you're going to figure it out. You've got every opportunity, and you're going to figure it out.
Yeah, I love that. Yes, this is the new day. Every day is new day, a new opportunity where you can keep everything in the past, and say that today is my first day. Yes, and I am going to do this way. I want this goal. This is my future, and what I do today will determine what I will have tomorrow, not what we did in the past or what we had in the past. Because in the past, what we did, how we thought, how we took actions, how we made decisions determined what we have today. And when we become aware of this fact that there is the cause and effect. Yes, and we are the cause, and all this life which we have today, all our 3D, this physical reality, became just the result of our thoughts, actions, and decisions we made before. So from now on, we can make different decisions, we can take different actions, we can focus on different goals, different thoughts, and this is how our life can change so fast.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much, Wendy. It was such amazing conversation. Yeah, really. And I just very excited about meeting such a beautiful, amazing people as you, who come to be guests on our podcast. And every time we speak, we create some like a masterpiece with so much knowledge and wisdom that I always encourage people who listen to these episodes to do it sometimes, not only once, because every time you listen, you can find something deep, deep, and so much knowledge and wisdom.
Well,
Yes.
absolutely. It was my pleasure. And I too so enjoyed the conversation. Thank you for your thoughts and what you shared.
You're most welcome, and I'm looking forward to see you again in our next episode.
Thank you. I look forward to that too.